Hi everyone, it's Niesha Davis here at LCSW, and this is Motivational Masterpiece, where you are on a journey to becoming the master of your own peace of mind. I am a therapist, however, this is not a substitute for therapy. If you are in need of a therapist, I encourage you to reach out and get some help, as there are so many platforms available for you to find a therapist that is the best fit for you. If this is your first time joining me on this YouTube channel, welcome, and I encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, share it with a friend, as you will not be disappointed. Here on Motivational Masterpiece, we are just here on this journey together, trying to navigate this difficult thing called life. Trying to navigate all the challenges and life experiences that we deal with, and trying to learn how to master these things by having a peace of mind. There is nothing better than navigating life with a peace of mind. As we experience so many different life challenges and situations, sometimes life gets really hard and it gets really overwhelming. And just being able to have that peace and that peace of mind will help us as we continue to move forward in our life and as we continue to experience so many different things that are associated with family, friends, relationships, work, or just internal issues and internal struggles that we deal with every day. A couple of videos back, we talked about, we started kind of like going over the journey through my book, Your Story Does Not Define You, a healing journey from trauma through self-expression and self-affirmation. So today, I kind of just wanted to pick that back up on this video and talk about chapter 2, which is one tear at a time. And just kind of want to talk about the benefits of crying and the benefits of being able to release through our tears. Now, some of you may say that, you know what, I don't cry, I'm not an emotional person, or either crying is for wimps, or crying is for sissies, or men don't cry, or, you know, I have to be so strong that I don't have time to cry. I just want to enlighten you and educate you today and inform you that crying and shedding tears are so important for so many different areas and so many different aspects in our life. And so when we think about crying, and we think about tears, yes, I do get it. Some people aren't emotional and some people don't want to cry, or either if you do cry, you cry in secret. You cry behind closed doors because you don't want anybody to see you. However, there's so many benefits to crying that go beyond just making us feel good. Now, sometimes we could be dealing with a stressful thing or a stressful experience in life, and sometimes we get emotional and sometimes we cry. And after we have a good cry, we feel good. And we feel like, you know what, I can keep going, I can keep moving another day because you know what, I really needed that good cry, right? Believe you me, I've been there. There's been a lot of times where I was overwhelmed or where I was trying to process something that I was going through and just feeling the need that, you know what, I need to cry. And I oftentimes don't allow myself to cry in front of other people, because I feel like, you know what, when I'm processing my feelings and emotions, I like to kind of sit with myself and like process that and allow myself that space and that transparency for me to cry. So that could look like me getting in my car, just taking a drive, maybe listening to a song that's allowing me to kind of just like resonate with what's going on with me. And then I just cry. It could be me getting in my car, taking a drive, sitting in silence, and maybe just having a conversation with God about what I'm going through and giving myself permission to cry. That is so important, to give yourself permission to cry, because a lot of times we don't do that. We don't give ourselves permission to cry because we feel like we have to be strong. However, crying is so beneficial to our physical health, to our mental health, to our emotional health, because it is a form of releasing. It allows us the opportunity to pour out things that we can't even explain with words. Crying sometimes speaks for us. It says the words that we desire to say, but maybe we just don't have the words to say, right? So I want to read to you an excerpt of my book and kind of just want to piggyback off of it for a short moment. So one of the things that it says is, yes, you can continue to allow yourself to be a victim and allow your tears to consume you, or either you can continue to cry one tear at a time, learn to admit that you are broken, and cry your way to healing. No, crying isn't a bad thing. It's a release. It's a coping mechanism that you can choose to use for your betterment. Instead of drowning in your tears, swim to safety. So as we continue to process and as we continue to learn how to cry, yes, sometimes we can be overwhelming and sometimes our tears can overtake us. We can either allow our tears to overtake us and we can drown in our tears, or either we can allow our tears to provide healing for us and we can swim to safety in our tears. What do I mean by that? I mean, allow the healing process to take place in our tears. Swimming to safety just means allow yourself to release, allow yourself to get rid of those toxins that you are dealing with emotionally and mentally. So if we look at it physically, crying allows us to release toxins that are in our body. So when we cry and we shed tears, it provides that space and opportunity for us to release those toxins. So if we look at it mentally and emotionally, if we cry, it's allowing us to release the toxins of hurt and pain and cleanse ourselves from whatever happened to us or whatever it is that is causing us to remain stuck. So we don't want to look at crying as a sign of weakness, but we want to look at crying as a strength. We want to look at crying as a way to release and move on, allowing us to be able to talk and process things that, again, words can't say for us. So the main thing that I want to get you to see is that don't feel like crying is a sign of weakness, but crying is healthy for you mentally, emotionally, and physically. We were given tears for a reason, and those tears help us. Those tears allow us to move on in life. Those tears allow us a space to free ourselves from whatever it is that's causing us to stay stuck or causing us to have a mental block. So, want to read another excerpt from chapter 2 in regards to tears. Crying is not just beneficial for an improved mood, it decreases stress and anxiety, and it is also beneficial to your physical health as the limbic system will allow your brain and heart to feel good again. It helps with decreasing blood pressure. So tears helps us in so many ways, as you can see. It allows us to get to a space where we can feel good again. Now, as I mentioned earlier, when we have a good cry, it really allows us the space to move on, to give ourselves permission to move on and give ourselves permission to take the next step in whatever it is that we're dealing with. So don't allow yourself to drown in your tears today, but allow your tears to help you to swim to safety. Don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to express in front of other people. Okay, if your crying exists because you want to, happens when you are by yourself, like for example, myself. I cry when I'm by myself because, again, that is my space that I have created for myself to allow myself to process my feelings and emotions. Yes, sometimes I do break down and cry in front of other people, depending on what I'm feeling, depending on what I'm talking about, because sometimes my emotions overtake me and they are really overwhelming and I can't help but to cry. However, after having a good cry, I feel so much better. So today, I just want to encourage you to cry one tear at a time. Don't allow yourself to be consumed in life. Don't feel like you have to hold everything in, but allow yourself to release. Allow yourself to have a good cry. When you lose somebody in your family, when you lose a loved one or a special friend, it's okay to cry and grieve the loss of their death. It may not happen right then and there, but when you feel the need, go ahead and let yourself cry. Let it all out. Even if you have to put on a good song to help you to cry, do what you have to do to provide that space for you to release, because crying is a coping mechanism that allows you to release and let go. It frees you and it gives you the space to continue to move on. So again, cry one tear at a time. Know that you are not alone. I cry a lot, and it does wonders for me. It makes me feel better. It puts me in a better space. And again, when I cry, my tears say things that I'm really feeling and I don't have the words to say. So with that being said, I hope that you have a good cry today. And until next time, I will talk to you soon. Cry, and don't stop crying. But don't drown in your tears, but allow your tears to swim you to safety.